Procedures have been developed to ensure that all workers wear hearing protection to help prevent work-related hearing loss. Employers have a responsibility to provide resources to enable noise management and hearing conservation. Measure noise levels to make sure that worker noise exposure does not exceed relevant standards, and provide workers with audiometric testing based on the work environment. Permanent hearing loss is the result of damage to the hair cells or nerves inside the ear that transfer sound waves. Once these are damaged or destroyed, they can never be repaired, resulting in slight to total hearing loss. Click the buttons to learn more. Click the buttons to learn about work-related hearing loss. Excessive or prolonged noise exposure can cause permanent or partial hearing loss, poor balance, stress, tiredness, irritability, headaches, raised blood pressure, or reduced sight and colour perception. Exposure to sounds greater than 85 decibels is considered a risk. Workers who use equipment that subject them to vibrations and noise may be more likely to suffer from hearing loss. Control measures to reduce vibration involve eliminating the need to use vibrating equipment by finding other ways to do the work, or substituting tools that produce less vibration. Exposure to some chemicals can cause hearing loss. These chemicals are known as ototoxic substances. There are three major classes of ototoxic substances: solvents, heavy metals, and asphyxiants. Always be aware of the emergency procedures outlined in the chemicals SDS. Acoustic shock is when a sudden, unexpected loud noise occurs during a normal work task. Acoustic shock is not caused by the loudness of the noise, but by the sudden rise in noise level. Conduct a risk assessment to identify sources of excessive noise, individuals or groups of workers who are exposed to noise above the recommended level, or potential risk control measures. The aim of risk management is to control the hazard so that the risk is as low as reasonably possible. Hazard control methods are chosen according to the hierarchy of controls. The most effective level of control is to eliminate the hazard completely. Where elimination is not possible, other control methods or a combination of controls must be used. Where noise levels cannot be reduced, personal protective equipment will be provided and must be worn by all exposed personnel. Hearing protection PPE includes earmuffs and earplugs. Follow the manufacturer's instructions when fitting and using hearing protection PPE. The equipment must form a tight seal with the ear. Hair and clothing must be kept out of the way. An authorised, trained and competent person on site may carry out a performance noise survey to establish baseline exposure levels for tasks, activities and similar exposed groups. Ongoing noise monitoring is undertaken where noise surveys result indicate high-level exposure, controls are being evaluated, there is a concern or change in the working environment, or regulations require it. A noise management plan is in place to ensure that noise controls are installed, maintained, used correctly, suitable for the nature and duration of the work, and are effective. New plant or equipment must comply with site specifications and be risk assessed to ensure noise levels are within acceptable exposure standards. Do not modify equipment and always follow manufacturer's instructions. Where possible, use noise-reducing attachments to obtain maximum noise control efficiency. Where areas are defined as requiring hearing protection, appropriate signs must be posted at all access points where they will be seen before a person enters the hazardous area. When signs cannot reasonably be erected, other arrangements must be made to ensure that all personnel know the hearing protection requirements. This may be done as part of a shift briefing or included in the work plan. Audiometric testing should be conducted by an approved supplier as part of the pre-employment medical, or 6 monthly where workers are exposed to greater than 100 decibels, or annually where workers are exposed to greater than 85 decibels, or 3 yearly where worker exposure is between 82 and 85 decibels. Everyone on site has a role to play in ensuring the health and safety of themselves and others. Take accountability for your own actions. Follow site processes and procedures. Wear the right PPE for the task and conditions and make sure that it is undamaged and used correctly. Adhere to signage requirements. Report and address noise issues as soon as possible. Remember, hearing loss is permanent. Once gone, you can't get it back. There will now be a short quiz to test your understanding of this module. Workers who use equipment that subjects them to vibrations and noise may be more likely to suffer from hearing loss. True or false? Using poorly maintained equipment can increase the risk of hearing loss. True or false? Which of the following is not considered when selecting the correct PPE for hearing conservation? Congratulations, you have passed. Click the Continue button.